And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country.
It's hard to believe an American citizen ever needed a passport to enter or leave California. But back in 1828, when California was a province of Mexico, those who dared to cross its borders soon found out the price of a passport.
It's no use, son. You'll have to go on without me.
I won't leave you, Father. All right, the rest of you go on. We'll manage.
We've been together for over 2,000 miles. We're not going to separate now just because we're out of food.
Please go on. No reason why we all should perish here in the wilderness.
The wilderness is behind us now, Father. This road must lead to some settlement. Soldiers in uniform. Mexicans.
We must be in California.
Oh, some good food and a little rest, and you'll be your old self in no time.
Howdy.
Who are you? Where do you come from?
We're Americans. A party of trappers from Missouri.
Americanos, Capitan.
We don't have any food or ammunition. Is there a settlement near here?
San Diego is just over that next ridge. We will take you there.
Did you hear that, Father?
As our prisoners.
Prisoners?
I am sorry, senor, but I am under orders to arrest all foreigners.
Whose orders?
His Excellency General Jose Maria Echandia, Governor of California. We will go.
Your Excellency, but it wouldn't be right for me to accept such a lavish gift.
It's a mere token of my esteem and affection for you, Senorita Pico. Were it not that the night air affects my throat, I would be under your window each night with a guitar.
Oh, I shouldn't want to be the cause of your catching a cold, Your Excellency.
Open the gate!
My brother and his men seem to have some prisoners with them.
A splendid officer, your brother. And there's no reason why his promotion should cease at a mere captain's. What have we here, Captain Pico?
We found these men just over the ridge, Your Excellency.
Americanos.
Spies.
Well, no, sir. Just a party of trappers.
I do not believe you.
My name's James Patty. And this is my father. He's a leader of our party.
We have a permit allowing us to trap from the governor of Santa Fe.
A forgery.
Well, no, sir. That's the governor's signature.
I swear it. You signed it in my presence.
In any case, it's worthless here in California. Put them in prison, Sergeant.
But you have no right.
Lock them up!
But we've done nothing wrong.
Put each one of them in solitary confinement until they admit they're spies.
Please, Your Excellency, let me and my father stay together. He's sick and he needs me.
Sick?
Take him away from me. Take him away from me! So, you would infect us as well as betray us. Away with him!
You don't have to drag me. I can walk. I don't want your stinking victuals. You can feed them to the pigs.
Signor Patti.
My sister Carlotta asked to come with me.
It was you I saw the day they brought us here. With the governor.
Yes.
Well, maybe you can persuade him to let me see my father.
Your father is dead, senor. Quietly, in his sleep, early this morning.
That is why I asked to accompany my brother here. I wanted to let you know how very sorry I am. My brother has made arrangements for you to attend your father's burial. I know it may not seem like much, but
I understand. Thank you. How about my father's belongings? The kit he was carrying when you arrested us.
I have it in my possession. I'll have it brought to you.
Thank you. It contains medicines for our party for the trip home. Captain, when are we going to get out of here?
I can't say.
Well, it's been over a week now, and there's been no mention of a trial.
I will be honest with you, senor. The governor has no intention of giving you and your friends a trial.
Does he expect us to rot in prison? We're American citizens. We have our rights.
But if you could only convince him you're not spies.
Well, do we look like spies? Why should we be spying? And spying for whom?
His Excellency is suspicious of everyone.
Well, there must be some way to go over his head.
If El Presidente only knew what was going on. But it is impossible to get word to the capital. You see, we are all virtually prisoners here.
Well, there must be some way I can free my men. It's up to me now that my father's gone.
If you had money, you could buy your freedom.
His Excellency always has need of money.
I've got it.
Money?
No, but the next best thing to it. Take me to the governor. I have a proposition that I think will interest him. Your Excellency, would a fortune in furs convince you that we're honest trappers and not spies?
You think I'm fool enough to hand you back your guns and then let you go hunting? Oh, no.
But we already have the furs, safely cached
Where?
by the Colorado River.
100 miles away.
Well, we couldn't take them with us when we struck out across the desert, so we buried them. Beavers worth their weight in gold. Your Excellency, if you'll let us go and get them, we'll bring them back to San Diego. And then we'll give you as many as you want. All of them. In exchange for our passports.
This is just a trick to escape.
You can send an armed guard with us.
It would only take a few weeks, Your Excellency.
Give them permission.
And why are you so interested, señorita?
Every woman dreams of beautiful furs, Your Excellency.
Very well. Captain Pico, you will be in command. Take Sergeant Alvarez and a detail of 2 soldiers. That should be enough to guard 1 man.
1 man.
The rest of your party will remain here as hostages.
Your Excellency, if you will let the other members of Senor Patty's group accompany him, I shall take full responsibility for...
You have your orders, Captain.
Sergeant?
Just around the bend. Come on.
I don't see any furs, senor.
This is where we buried them. This is the pit we dug, what's left of it. Here's some of the deerskins we used to line it with.
You don't think someone stole them?
No, it must have been a flash flood from the mountains.
Sergeant, ride down the arroyo and see if you can find any beaver pelts.
You asked me, there never were any.
I gave you an order. Go with him.
Captain, if they do find any, they won't be worth anything. Lying out there in the sun.
This is your chance to escape.
Escape?
Yes. When they return, I will pretend to be unconscious. I will tell them you attacked me, you struck me over the head and got away. There's food and water in that pack.
Thank you, Captain. If I don't go back to San Diego, their 4 Americans will pay for it with their lives.
If you go back without any furs, you will all be shot as spies.
It's better to die with friends.
So, you take my men on a fool's errand at my expense.
But I've already explained to you, sir.
I should have ordered all of you executed the day you arrived. Take him away and lock him up. Don't look so downcast, señorita. What is it? Who is this man?
He was picked up just offshore in a small boat.
A boat? Where did it come from?
It was a boat from a ship, Your Excellency. The name was on the side. The Franklin.
An American ship. Making ready to land, no doubt. Do you know this man, Senor Paddy?
No, sir.
He's an American.
There are 10 million Americans, sir.
You are both part of the same spy ring. You come by land, he comes by sea. Now tell me, where's your ship? At what port does it intend to land? How many aboard? He's bluffing.
He's fainted, Your Excellency.
If he thinks he can prevent me from getting an answer, he's greatly mistaken.
He's dead.
Dead? Are you sure?
His shipmates must have set him adrift. Afraid that the rest of the crew would come down with the plague.
Plague?
Smallpox.
Smoke. It's a lie. It's a trick. Another spy trick.
Well, go ahead. Take a look for yourself. He's all broken out.
You would contaminate me.
You're already contaminated.
Find the leech, get some sulfur powder, and bring it to my quarters immediately. And get rid of that thing. Get rid of it, I said. Sergeant Alvarez, dispose of the body.
I don't want to catch the plague.
Then get your men to bury it.
I'm not afraid to touch the body. I'll bury him. If you don't want the whole town to break out with the plague, you better stay by yourselves. You've all been exposed.
sergeant said you wanted to see us.
Yes. Well, you can enter my cell. There's nothing to be afraid of.
But you touched the body.
Oh, there was no danger. I'm immune to smallpox. Come in. I'll protect you from the disease.
What makes you immune to this disease?
You wear a charm?
Well, you might say that. Now, this is where I was vaccinated.
What?
My father studied medicine. He vaccinated all of us before we started out. Now, Captain, if you'll please remove your jacket and roll up your sleeves. Senorita, kindly bare your arm. This won't hurt.
I'm not afraid.
Are you sure?
With my own ears, I heard him boast that he is safe, that he has a medicine which protects him from the disease.
With him in his cell?
No longer. I brought it with me. Such an act of resourcefulness, if you'll pardon me, Your Excellency, should entitle me to a lieutenancy.
I'll make you a captain. I'll give you a special citation for saving my life.
And I want some of the medicine, too.
Of course, of course. Where is it? Which is the magic vial?
I don't know, Your Excellency.
Well, what is the medicine? A draft, a powder, an unguent?
I don't know, sir.
You watch me sicken with smallpox and say you don't know? I'll strip you of your rank. I'll make you a private.
Your Excellency, perhaps you can persuade Senor Paddy to tell us which one it is.
Bring him here. Pronto!
Senor Paddy, wake up! Wake up!
I'm awake.
His Excellency requests your presence in his quarters.
Requests? I thought he would. You wanted to see me?
Yes. The medicine for the smallpox. I desire to know which one it is.
No, were I in your position, I should also want to find out.
Which one is it, Paddy? Perhaps it's not in the kit. Perhaps you have hidden it somewhere.
Oh, no. No, it's in there. Enough serum to vaccinate everyone who's been exposed.
The others can wait. Treat me now.
On one condition. Freedom for me and my party. Signed passports.
I do not make deals with spies.
Well, those are my terms.
You swine. Oh. It appears that I do not have much choice in the matter, so I agree to your terms.
All right, I'll vaccinate you. Take off your robe and roll up your sleeve. It's applied to the arm.
The medicine. Where is it?
What's in the eye of the needle? But first I have to break the skin with the pointed end. Keep it covered.
Take him back to his cell and lock him up.
But what about me, my vaccination?
Oh, I forgot. Vaccinate him.
Wait a minute. What do you mean, lock him up in a cell again? You gave me your word that you were going to issue passports to my men and me.
There is no need of keeping one's word to a spy.
I'm afraid you've outsmarted yourself this time, Governor.
Outsmarted myself.
Well, I thought you'd go back on your word. So I didn't use any smallpox vaccine.
What? What did you use?
Plain alcohol. Oh, it won't do you any harm, but it won't do you any good either.
You're lying.
Am I? Do you know which vial I used?
No. But you'll face a firing squad unless you use the correct one right now. You refuse?
Well, how do I know you wouldn't go back on your word again?
Do as I say, or you'll never leave this room.
Well, if you're willing to gamble with your life, I might as well gamble with mine. But with a bullet, death comes quickly. And yours would be slow and gnawing. You saw how the seaman died.
You're a good gambler, senor. I accept your terms. Let's get it over with.
All right, I'll do it. But not now, and not here. And now, Senorita, if you'll give me the passports the governor so kindly signed.
You see, I do keep my word.
Oh, well, I thought you might. Especially with so many of your subjects as witnesses.
Was it necessary for you to humiliate me in front of them by making me wait until last?
Oh, well, that wasn't my intention at all. It was just, well, the others needed it more than you. You see, I vaccinated you last night.
But only with plain alcohol.
Oh, no, with the real thing.
So, you fooled me again.
Oh, by the way, 2 doses might give you a little fever. I suggest you go to bed for a couple of days.
Well, yes, I shall. I feel somewhat feverish already. Did you hear him? He vaccinated me 2 times. I'm twice as safe as the rest of you.
Goodbye, Senor Patti.
Well, you haven't seen the last of me, Senorita.
You are staying in California?
Well, a large supply of vaccine is due in on a ship which arrives in Monterey in a couple of days. And there are many in California who need protection from smallpox.
And the governor thought you an enemy of our people. I have never met anyone like you, Senor.
Nor have I met anyone like you. I shall think of you often, Carlotta.
And I shall never forget you, Senor. How could I when I bear your mark?
Captain?
Good luck, senor.
The passport granted to James Patti identified him as sometime Surgeon Extraordinary to His Excellency the Governor of California. And Patti remained on the West Coast long enough to vaccinate more than 20,000 residents. James Ohio Patti did indeed leave his mark on California.
And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. This is a story that tickles all husbands and infuriates most wives. It's about a desert couple who, after prospecting for many years, finally hit pay dirt in the Death Valley region and started working their mine. As we open, though, on the story of Riggs and Riggs, Henry Riggs isn't working. He's enjoying a little relaxation with some of his cronies in camp.
Come on, Bones, hit the road. I bet my load. Ha! 8. 3 ways to make it. Ha! 6. That's the big part of 8 is what we want. Good old 8. 8 are from Decatur. 6 and 2. 5 and 3. 4 and 4. Any way you want to make it is all right with me. Are you warm enough? All right, sweetheart, let me have it.
Oh, fine. You men, get and be quick about it. The idea of turning my home into a gambling joint. If I catch you at it again, I'll use this shovel on your heads instead of your pants. So, I send you to town to buy a new pickaxe, and this is where you wind up while I slave in the mine all day.
Oh, if you'd sell our strike like I've been begging you to, you wouldn't have to slave in the mine all day. We could get 10 or 20,000 for it. I know.
And that's all you know. Here, take a look at these.
Smells like high grade.
If it ain't, my name ain't Elvira Riggs.
Where'd you get it?
From the mine. I set a charge at the end of the drift today and uncovered it.
You don't say. You know, that just proves my point. I knew we'd find richer stuff in that strike if we just didn't go off half-cocked and sell it too quick. Yes, sir, I had a feeling.
Oh, shut up. You ain't had a feeling since the day the oil bucket fell on you. Well, Mr. Johnson, what do you think?
You've got a nice property here.
We like it.
I'll make a report to my company in San Francisco with a recommendation to buy.
Fine, fine.
For how much?
$60,000.
60,000? Sold.
Not enough.
Elvira.
Not enough.
Yeah, not nearly enough.
What figure did you have in mind?
80,000.
80? That would include the whole group of claims.
No, just this main one.
Yeah, this main one. The hot tamale. I named it after a girl I met once. Years and years ago, before I was married.
Well, you give us an option on the property, and we'll let you have an answer.
When?
Within a week.
It's a deal.
It's a deal.
Yeah.
Henry, put the bottle back.
Thought I'd have a little drink to celebrate.
There ain't nothing to celebrate yet.
Mr. Johnson said...
He said he'd recommend that they buy. I'll believe it when the papers are signed.
Well, then I gotta keep my hopes up.
Put the bottle back. Henry?
Sometimes I think I'm married to the whole 10 Commandments.
Henry Riggs, that's sacrilege. matter, Bob?
I got a telegram for you.
From the mining company in San Francisco?
Well, let me have it.
I was too excited to write it down.
Well, what did they say?
We'll pay $70,000 cash for a hot tamale. Sign, Johnson.
Elvira, we're rich. Ah, wow, we got more money than ever take a stick.
Stop it. You still have to go to San Francisco to close the deal.
Oh, well, I'll go tonight.
Oh, there ain't no stage tonight.
Well, I'll go to town and wait for it.
And I know right where you'll wait, in the saloon with the fellas. Well, you'll stay right here and leave in the morning, sober.
Hey, Henry, one round trip ticket to San Francisco and return. And here's your change, Elvira.
Thank you, Bob. Now, let's see. Allowing about a week for travel and a couple of days in the city, you shouldn't be gone more than 10 days.
You realize, Elvira, this is the first time we've been separated since we was married.
26 years come November.
I'll bring you a present from the city. A new dress, maybe.
I don't need any new dresses. You put that money in the bank the minute you get it.
And not bring it back here with me?
Certainly not. I'd feel much safer an amount like that, having it in a city bank. Then we can figure out how we're going to invest it.
Oh, maybe they can give me some ideas up there.
And Henry, don't you go around talking to everybody about our pile.
Oh, Elvira, what do you think I am? A hick?
And Henry, no drinking. Not until that money is safely banked.
Oh, not one solitary drop.
All aboard!
Well, goodbye, Elvira.
Goodbye, Henry. Why, Henry, you haven't kissed me in years.
I haven't taken a trip in years.
Well, Elvira Biggs, what on earth are you doing? Working.
I should think you'd be taking it easy.
Why?
What was all that money you got? Or didn't the deal go through?
No, the deal went through all right. A certified check for $70,000. Henry telegraphed me why he had it in the bank within the hour.
Then what on earth are you slaving for?
Well, this claim wasn't included in the sale. We hung on to it.
Well, you don't have to work it right away, for the love of Pete. Not with $70,000 in the bank.
As hard as you've worked, you deserve a rest.
No. Too many folks argue like that. But I ain't gonna let good fortune change my way of living. I'm gonna keep right on plugging just as long as I'm able.
Well, what about Henry?
He feels the same. Why, he's even checking on new ways of mining while he's in San Francisco.
He is?
Says so in his telegram. They've got some real fancy diggings down this way. I'm staying over a couple of days to have a look at their equipment.
That's what I call fancy capering.
How about another drink, honey?
Don't mind if I do.
Tell me some more about your mine. How much did you get for it?
$70,000.
$70,000?
Cash.
You ain't carrying all that around with you.
Oh, no, I'm too smart for that. But I got plenty to keep the wheels greased as long as they need greasing.
You know, I like you. You're my kind of sport. Do you like me? Well, do you?
Can't see no reason not to.
You're cute.
Avast there. So, you thought you'd board this derelict and lift his cargo, huh? Well, not while his old shipmate's around.
You a friend of his?
I'm a friend of any man who's about to be keel-hauled by a female pirate. Now, weigh anchor and shove off before I capsize you. Salvage commission. Here, shipmate, stow this back in your locker.
Thanks. I didn't know she was that kind of a girl.
When you go down in the bilge, matey, don't expect to find nothing but bilge rats. But don't worry. I'll see you don't get scuttled.
Have a drink.
Oh, thank you, matey. Smooth sailing. Not as good as Barbados rum, but it'll hold my bow on the wind for a spell.
You a sailor?
That's right. I've been around the world 24 times, in all kinds of ships and all kinds of weather. Why, I've wrung enough salt water out of my socks to float a square rigger loaded with pig iron.
Gosh.
What's your rating, matey?
Oh, I'm a prospector. I came up to San Francisco to sell a gold strike. Got $70,000 for it.
$70,000? And now you're on a pleasure cruise, huh?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I just came in to have a drink and watch the dancing girls. They're pretty fancy steppers.
You think them gals can dance? You should see the hula dancers in the South Sea Islands. There's real dancing for you. Hips that swivel like a compass. No rigging. Nothing but grass skirts around the stern. Wreaths of flowers across the bow. Ho, ho, ho.
Nothing else?
That's right. Here, take a squint for yourself. Wow. Looks good, huh? How would you like to see the real thing?
Oh, that would sure be something.
Well, then let's shove off and go pack our sea bags. There's a ship sailing for the South Sea Islands on the morning tide, and I'm gonna pilot you there personal.
Oh, I couldn't go without Elvira. That's my wife.
Heave to, matey. Taking the missus would be like drinking water when you got a keg of rum under your arm.
Oh, she'd never let me go alone.
Well, I calculate that scuttles the expedition. But, we can drink to the hula gals anyway. Down the hatch.
Down the hatch.
He ain't on it. Well, he's bound to be on tomorrow's stage.
You've been saying that every day for the last month, Elvira. I think you ought to go to San Francisco and look for him.
Oh, I wouldn't know where to look. Well, Henry's just an ordinary sort of fella. Nobody'd notice or remember him outside of me.
Oh, maybe there's a letter. Open the mail up, Robert, and see if there's anything for Elvira.
Well, give me time.
Do it now, right here.
Say, who's the postmaster in this town?
Never mind that. You do as I say. Can't you see Elvira's worried sick about Henry?
Oh, all right.
I guess I shouldn't have let Henry go to the city alone. If anything's happened to him.
Now, don't you go thinking things like that. He's all right. But somebody ought to take the flat of a pick to him for not letting you know. Idea, not a word from him since that telegram over 6 weeks ago.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, give it to her.
Oh.
Am making survey trip with field expert. Hope this finds you well. Regards, Henry. Well, what do you know? He's gone on a business trip.
Well, look where he is.
How are you?
you sure are right, Windy. Home was never like this.
I didn't steer you wrong, did I, shipmate? But you ain't seen nothing yet. Here. Cast your running lamps on this.
Where do you find that?
Hong Kong, China. Our next port of call.
Oh, I can't go there. I got to think about getting back to Elvira.
You're right, shipmate. I was off my course. Well, we can drink to the sing-song girlies anyway. Down the hatch.
Oh, yeah. Down the hatch.
Find it necessary to extend field of operations. How's the weather back there? Henry.
Boy, there was never anything like this around the diggings. Oh, but I got to think about getting home. What my hellum and shiver my timbers.
Down the hatch.
Yeah, down the hatch.
Oh, hello, Elvira. Mail come yet? Bob's just sorting it. Bob, let Elvira know if there's anything from Henry. You're tired.
Well, I ain't as young as I used to be.
And you're doing the work of two.
Well, it won't be long.
How do you know? How do you know Henry's ever coming back?
Why, he's bound to, when he's finished his business.
Business? Henry Riggs is no more on a business trip than I am.
Henry's doing survey work.
Hello, Mrs. Riggs.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Johnson.
Had to come up this way to check our holdings. I just thought I'd stop by to pay my respects. How's Henry?
Well, you ought to know better than I do. Don't you get regular reports from him on his field trip?
Field trip?
Ain't it your company he's representing around the world?
Why, no. The last time I saw him was the day at the office when we handed him the check for $70,000. You mean he hasn't been back here since?
No.
And you've heard nothing from him?
Oh, yes. I've had postal cards from him. The last one was from Casablanca.
Awfully sorry, Mrs. Riggs.
You're not half as sorry as he's gonna be if I ever get my hands on him. You just wait, Henry Riggs. You just wait.
Say, this stuff looks promising, Mrs. Riggs. You mind if I take a few samples along to be assayed?
You went on a business trip, did you? Monkey business trip. Afternoon, Bob.
Oh, howdy, Elvira. Come see about the mail?
No. Come to see about some groceries. I had up my last pot of beans this morning.
Well, a body can't work without eating.
It's just one thing. I ain't only plumb out of grub, but I'm plumb out of cash, too.
Well, that's too bad.
But if you'll grub stake me, I'll give you a half interest in the new claim I'm working.
Well, I ain't interested, Elvira. You don't...
When Mr. Johnson was here last month, he said he showed promise. In fact, he took some samples to be assayed. Now, I figure you're bound to get your money back. You might make a few hundred besides.
Well, I ain't interested, Elvira, because it ain't necessary. Now, your credit's good here just as long as you want.
Oh, that's nice of you, Bob. It sure is. But, well, I just prefer.
Well, never mind. Now, it's all settled. Now, here, you just take that and write down the things that you need, and when I get this mail all put away in the box up here, I'll see if I can't find you. Oh, here's a letter for you.
From Henry?
No, the mining company.
Dear Mrs. Riggs, your claim is not worth as much as I thought it might be, but if the enclosed check is acceptable, please sign the attached contract and return. Regards, Andrew Johnson.
Elvira, it's for $50,000.
$50,000? Well, it's acceptable. Give me a pen.
Another strike, well, glory be.
Mail that back for me, will you?
Sure. Ah, you're a lucky woman, Elvira.
Yeah.
Hello, Elvira. I was wondering where you was.
You wondered where I was.
Yeah. I've been waiting here for you for almost an hour.
And I've been waiting for you more than 9 months.
Well, you got my postcards, didn't you?
Yeah, I got 'em. And I was fool enough to believe 'em at first.
Well, everything looks just the same.
Well, you look better. Travel agreed with you.
Oh, I feel fine. Except my feet. I walked in from the railroad.
Why? Ashamed to meet folks?
No. Broke.
You mean you spent that entire $70,000?
Well, I didn't intend to, Elvira. At first, I was just going to go on a little side trip. But then one thing seemed to lead to another.
And now you return like the prodigal son. Well, it's good you got it out of your system. Get out of that chair.
Huh?
Get up! As of this minute, you're taking over the support of the family, and I'm retiring to have the fun.
What are we retiring on, Elvira?
I didn't say we, I said me. And I've got plenty.
$50,000? Jumbo Jehoshaphat's. Where'd you get it?
Sold another claim, one I worked all by myself. Maybe you can do the same thing if you'll just get out and hustle.
It's nice to be home, Elvira.
Nice to have you home, Henry.
I'm sorry I done what I done, Elvira.
I guess I've been as much to blame as you, Henry. If I hadn't clamped down on you so hard. If I'd just let you kick up your heels once in a while. Maybe you wouldn't have acted like a colt that broke its picket rope. But from now on, what one of us does, the other one does. 50-50 all the way. Riggs and Riggs. Understand?
You're darn tootin', Elvira. Riggs and Riggs.
And that's the story of Riggs and Riggs, whom God has joined together, let no women put asunder. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country.
The war with Mexico in 1846 added 500,000 square miles of new territory to the United States. It made a national hero of the American General Zachary Taylor and carried him to the White House in the election of 1848. The gold rush was in full swing when he took the oath of office as our 12th president, known affectionately the country over as Rough and Ready.
Actually, the story isn't about me at all. It's about my namesake. In the spring of 1849, just at the time of my inauguration, a wagon train of young men left Wisconsin for the gold fields of California. Their leader was Captain A.A. Townsend, who had served under me in one of my Indian campaigns. As a compliment to me, they called themselves the Rough and Ready Company.
About time they got here.
Yeah, it certainly is about time.
Ain't he gonna be surprised?
Yeah, they look plumb tuckered out, too. Hi, Captain.
Hi, Cap.
Oh, it's good to see you.
How's the trip?
You look fine.
Got any venison for us?
Ain't even shot a squirrel. Been too busy digging for gold.
Gold? Sure. Show 'em, Slim.
I was trailing a grizzly up a ravine yonder. Stopped to get a drink from the creek and found this nugget staring me smack in the face.
The whole ravine's a bed of gold.
We took out a good $400 worth while we were waiting for you. We've reached the promised land.
Looks like it, Dominie. This is it. We'll camp here.
We'll camp here! Unhitch! Gold! This is it! Unhitch you, boy!
The main thing is to keep this to ourselves. And don't let anybody else horn in on it.
Right! That's it. Now, wait a minute. You're not going to keep this secret very long.
Then we'll have to work fast. Locate everything in sight regardless of value.
Take out the whole ravine. Post notices to claim jumpers.
Run them off with a gun. It's our discovery. Yeah. Wait a minute. There'll be a rush here. The minute they hear that there's gold, Say, what are we going to call the camp anyway? Wisconsin Flat. God's Acre.
There's only one fitting name to give it. Already painted on the side of our wagons. The name of that great soldier who helped win California for the United States. Now Commander-in-Chief of us all, Zach Taylor, Old Rough and Ready. Yay! All in favor? Aye! Opposed? Good. Come on, we'll christen her. I christen this camp Rough and Ready.
Boys, we really got it made, haven't we? All I do is hold that bag open and Brenda here pours in the gold.
Laying thick, right at the grass roots.
Look at that. Just while I was eating lunch today in my claim.
Look at that. You're picking that up in your...
Still can't nothing equal that nugget I picked out of Squirrel Creek last September.
Is that it? The original nugget?
That's right, stranger. Worth $1,200.
You dare leave it out on display like that?
You ain't been in Rough and Ready very long.
No, I just came.
We got laws here about stealing.
Got 'em all writ. On paper.
Anybody steals another man's gold is hanged.
Unless he makes... Hey, what is that word?
Restitution.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, you're pretty smart.
What happens to him then?
He gets 50 lashes on his bare back and 24 hours to get out of camp.
We don't stand for no nonsense here in Rough and Ready.
I take it I have the honor of addressing the founders.
That's right.
The original Rough and Ready Company.
Which one's Captain Townsend?
He ain't here. Went back to Wisconsin to sign up men who will come out here and work under contract.
You really have got this place staked out, haven't you?
We ain't exactly stupid, mister.
You, want to work for wages, we'll be glad to hire you.
No thanks. I'll locate something for myself.
Yeah? If you're lucky.
Well, Yankees generally are. Silas Begg from Massachusetts.
Brundage, Wisconsin.
Joe Swigert, ditto.
To Rough and Ready!
Camping California!
And to America!
And to America! America!
Hey, the lady.
Please don't let me break up your game.
Game's over, miss.
May I help you, ma'am?
I'm looking for the hotel proprietor.
That's me. What can I do for you? Oh, vamoose, fellas. See you later. Now, you like to register?
I'm looking for a place to open a barber shop.
A barber shop? You want to open a barber shop?
Well, I know it's unusual for a woman.
It's unheard of.
Well, there's no law against it, is there?
Oh, good gracious, no. This here's a free country, part of the United States. If trimming men's beards is your idea of the pursuit of happiness, you've got it right.
Well, I thought I'd do better in a camp like this than in San Francisco, where we'd planned to settle. My husband was a barber, you see.
Oh, you're a widow?
Yes, he died coming overland. There was nothing for me to do but carry on, and well, here I am.
Well, you're a mighty plucky little woman, Mrs.
Jessie Babcock.
Mrs. Babcock. You're going to do very good here in Rough and Ready. I've got a room right here on the ground floor. You can use as a shop.
That'll do very nicely, thank you.
We sure beat out all those other guys. Located everything for miles around here. Why, I got claims I ain't even touched yet.
Don't you have to do assessment work?
Come the time, I'll hire someone by the day. Might even unload some of my claims, the poorer ones. Got me a nice cabin. All I need now is a woman.
The news must be very absorbing.
Oh, federal government's proposing a tax on miners. That'll raise a howl from here to Washington.
Well, the citizens of Rough and Ready can certainly afford it, the gold they're taking out.
Present company accepted.
Aren't your claims panning out?
I don't own any.
No ground at all?
Not a square foot. But I'm still looking.
And here are men like Joe Swigert. Oh, sorry. Swigert boasting they've got claims they haven't even touched.
They got here first.
It just doesn't seem right they should locate everything, good, bad, and indifferent. And some of it is indifferent.
Bound to be.
Joe says those are the claims he'll unload.
Naturally. You don't like Joe very much, do you?
It's just that, well, he's too fresh.
Well, aren't they all?
Present company accepted.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Get away with something like that. Come all the way out here. It's an outrage.
Outrage, it's an insult. Here we name the camp after the president, and what's he do? Slaps a tax on us.
That's why we left Wisconsin. Was to get away from that sort of thing. Well, our Yankee friend.
You, looking for a job?
No, I'm still looking for a claim.
You want to buy a claim? I'll sell you one.
Where is it?
Got any money?
Would I be interested in buying if I didn't?
I'll take you out there and show it to you. It's a bargain.
All right, let's go. How about letting me work it on trial?
On trial? You mean for wages?
Not exactly. Let's go back to camp where we can talk over a drink. I'll work the ground for a day. If I take out $200 worth of gold, I'll buy the claim. If I take out less, the deal's off, and I just keep what I've done.
You'll take out 200 easy.
Then you get your price. Cash on the barrelhead. That's a good sporting offer, isn't it? You got nothing to lose.
I'll want it in writing. Black and white.
Nobody's gonna put anything over on you.
Business is business.
All right. We'll draw up the contract. And we'll both sign it. Agreement. If the party of the second part, that's me, recovers more than $200 in gold during the day, he promises to buy the claim.
I get the proceeds of the first day's work.
Agreed. If the party of the second part takes out less than 200, he keeps it and is not obligated to buy. Signed in Rough and Ready, California, March the 4th, 1850. There's my name on it.
You go to work tomorrow?
At sunup.
I'll have a friend posted there to watch the claim.
You think of everything, don't you, Joe?
Sit in a comfortable chair with a beautiful girl hovering over me and getting richer by the hour. By sundown, I'll have $3,000 more to my name. Besides the gold that Yankee's digging out of my claim, at least $200 worth. Not bad for a day's work. Huh, sweetheart? What are you doing here? It's only noon.
Just weighing what I've dug so far.
Oh? Well, $180. You struck a rich pocket. Well, at this rate, you'll take out $400 or $500 before sundown. It's a cinch.
No, I've got all I want.
What do you mean? You ain't quitting now.
Why not?
You agreed to work a full day.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did. It's in that contract. I can show it to
The
you.
contract reads whatever I take out in a day. Doesn't say how long a day. Could be 1 hour, 2 hours, a morning.
Why, you shyster. Give me that gold.
Belongs to me, brother. Less than $200. You read the scales yourself. That's about the easiest money I ever made.
And I suppose you won't buy the claim.
Don't make me laugh.
You can't get away with this. We have ways of dealing with fellas like you.
Men have been hung for less. I abided strictly by the terms of the contract. And you can't touch me.
You don't know Rough and Ready. He's a slicker and a crook.
A double-dealing son of a gun.
Yeah. Let him be, and he'll swindle the rest of you. Wind up by owning the camp.
Wait a minute. Where's that contract, Joe? Let's see what it says.
Never mind the contract. What he done was worse than stealing. And you know a penalty for that?
Sure I do.
Give it to him.
Oh, I'm sorry, Reverend. My hand's a bit shaky tonight.
What's wrong?
I'm worried about Silas Begg. You heard how he outsmarted Joe Swigert?
Yes.
It's not funny, Reverend. Joe's out to get him. Well, he's lined up all your Wisconsin men and a lot of others. They're over in the saloon now getting drunker by the minute.
Where's Si?
In his own tent, I suppose.
I'll go warn him. He'd best get out of town while the going's good.
Tie him to a tree and give him 50 lashes.
Yeah, 50 lashes.
50 more. Every 2 hours.
But there's no time to lose, Si.
I haven't broken any law.
They want to get rid of you.
I've as much right here as they have.
That isn't the point.
It is the point. I'm an American citizen. I'm going to stand on my rights.
And lose your neck, perhaps.
Why must you be so pig-headed?
In New England, they call it strong-minded.
Well, whatever it is, forget it. Clear out. I'll give you my buckboard. Hitch up and drive to Timbuktu.
Or back to Grass Valley, or...
It's too late. Here they come.
You stay in here out of sight.
Step aside, Dominic. This is our party.
You have no legal ground.
He swindled me.
Then sue him. Take him to court.
Well, we know he's guilty.
He has the right to be heard. That's the right of every American citizen.
Don't preach to us, Dominic. This ain't Sunday.
The Yankees got to go.
Then find a legal way to get rid of him. But not this. Go back and talk it over.
So he can skip camp, huh?
I'm not budging.
You're dang right you're not.
I'll take custody of him until you make up your minds. Guarantee to deliver him when you're ready.
Well, I guess we can trust Dominic. Let's go.
You were a fool, Joe, to ever sign that contract. Never mind about the contract. How are we going to get rid of that Yankee?
That's a law saying anyone from Massachusetts is not allowed in Rough and Ready.
Sure. We can't do that. You know well as I do, California's open to everybody.
Can't we do nothing on our own?
Not if it goes counter to the laws of the territory.
All right, then we'll get out. We'll withdraw from California. We'll set up our own free, independent state.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The state of Rough and Ready.
Rough and Ready, that's it.
That's what we call it. Wait, we'd have to get approval from Congress.
We can't wait from Congress.
Congress is the only one who creates new states in the Union.
Rough and Ready will have nothing to do with the Union. We'll secede.
Huh? Secede? From the United States?
Sure.
Well, that's sort of revolutionary, isn't it?
Oh, if you mean shooting and bloodshed, no, we'll do it peaceful as you please. We'll just announce that Rough and Ready has become an independent republic with its own constitution and its own president.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Say, Brundage, you'd make a right fine president.
Yeah, sure would, wouldn't it?
Well, if I was elected, I'd appoint you Secretary of State, Mr. Roberts.
Well, thank you.
We'll pass a law eliminating all undesirable citizens. Yeah. We'll do it.
And we'll eliminate all taxes.
And that's when all this came to the desk of the President of the United States. I received word here at the White House that Rough and Ready had formally seceded from the Union, that they had elected Mr. Brundage as president, and drawn up this manifesto.
When, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for a people to unite in a common cause for the protection and benefit of all.
Has a kind of a familiar ring, hasn't it? Let's hear the rest of it.
When they are at the mercy of soulless and mercenary speculators, reduced to seeing their property taken over by the sharp practices of those who are not of them, unable to deal with them in a manner befitting so great and able a people as those of Rough and Ready. Therefore, we deem it necessary and prudential to withdraw from the territory of California and from the United States of America, to form, peacefully if we can, forcibly if we must, the great republic of Rough and Ready.
Adopted the 7th day of April in the year of our Lord, 1850. Well, there it was. An independent republic, ironically named for Zachary Taylor, the President of the United States, comprising a few square miles and a few hundred citizens. The first break in the solidarity of the Union. A mere pinprick when compared to the welter of problems which came to me from our new Western territory. But what if every settlement with a chip on their shoulder did likewise? Where would the United States of America be? I had no wish to send troops to fight our own people, so I gave them a little time to come to their senses. Meanwhile,
as President of this great republic of Rough and Ready, it is my official duty to inform you that you've been declared an undesirable alien and are hereby ordered to be deported before sundown. A military escort will see you across the border. In uniform, I hope.
Army and our Navy haven't been organized as yet, but every citizen is pledged to fight to the last drop of his blood if necessary.
It won't be. I'll start packing.
You've got 5 minutes.
Well, at least you're getting out with a whole skin. And $180 in gold the Secretary of Treasury overlooked.
All I know is she paid her rent up to noon today.
You mean she's leaving?
You bet I am. I'm an American. I don't like the idea of living in a foreign country.
Rough and Ready ain't foreign.
You're no longer part of the United States.
We're still Americans.
Oh, no, you're not. You're expatriates.
We still speak English.
I wouldn't feel comfortable for 1 minute here, under a strange flag.
We're drawing up a constitution.
Thanks. I'll stick to the one our forefathers drew up. There's no country in the world that's been able to improve on it.
You going my way?
Across the border, into the United States of America.
I'd be delighted, Miss Jessie.
My forbearance proved to be a wise course. As the 4th of July drew near, and all the neighboring camps prepared to celebrate in a big way, Rough and Ready could hold out no longer. The Republic folded. My namesake came back into the fold and once again rang up the Stars and Stripes.
And that's the true story of the secession of Rough and Ready from the Union, and how it came back voluntarily to seek the benefits of belonging to our great republic.
And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. It is September 1847. On the rocky heights of Chapultepec, a few miles from Mexico City, a battle is taking place. The final and decisive battle of the war between the United States and Mexico. Our story tonight is about one of the heroes of that battle. A young West Point graduate by the name of Reno. Jesse Lee Reno, his full name was. Rank of second lieutenant, and the idol of the men who served under him.
Sorry I had to salute with my left, boys. I'm even sorrier I had to miss the surrender.
That was a surprise, all right, Lieutenant. Here we push on to Mexico City expecting to fight it out there.
Only to find Santa Ana took to the hills. It's all over but the shouting. Yes, it means the end of the war. Well, you fellas will soon be getting your discharges and heading back home.
Well, not me. I'm hitting the trail west.
West?
Well, that's the only place today for a red-blooded man.
How about you, Steve? Well, I sort of had my belly full of the East, too, but I don't know. Are you staying in the Army, sir? Of course, it's my career. Some ways I wouldn't mind staying in myself.
Oh, Steve.
That is, if there wouldn't be any chance of keeping on. Serving under you, sir. Well, the rumor is that I'm going to be sent back to West Point to teach mathematics.
Well, that lets you out, Steve. Hey, you come west with me. We'll make our fortunes together.
Well, maybe I will. Good luck to the both of you.
Oh, we'll be seeing you again.
I'm being shipped out today with the rest of the wounded. Then this is goodbye. I'm afraid so. Goodbye, Red. Goodbye, Steve. It's men like you who made this war so short.
And men like you, too, sir.
We'll never forget you, Lieutenant Reno.
Howdy. Howdy. Seen your light. Mighty welcome night like this. Most travelers find it so. Warm up. Oh, thanks.
What you call this place?
Oh, ain't got no name. Just a way station on the Truckee River. Say, you fellas heading for California? Oh, we just come from there. We're gonna try our luck in Nevada now. How much you charge the bed folks down? $1 a night. You got 2 customers. Want some supper?
You bet. Say, with the snow melting, that river's getting pretty full. It's liable to overflow and wash this place clear away.
Never has yet. How long you been here? Oh, quite a spell. Figured I could do better putting up prospectors than I could prospecting myself.
You are smart. Prospecting's for fools.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, look at us. We've been traveling over mountains and deserts for the last 11 years, ever since we left Mexico. What do we got to show for it? A few measly pickings. Beginning to wish I'd stayed in the Army.
Hopping on that again, huh?
Maybe I'll re-enlist. Go write Lieutenant Reno a letter.
You don't even know where he is.
I could send it to West Point.
Well, you don't even know where that is.
Sure I do. It's at
West Point.
Sure, you see? Jesse Lee Reno. There was one fine soldier.
Yeah, if we did join up, at least I'd have a decent pair of boots.
You mean you will?
I'll buy you outfits from you. Let me see your money. Got a gold pan here. Shovel.
Got a pick.
Pot.
Got a tin dishes. I got something else in here.
What do you do with a bugle?
Well, I keep it, mister. Memory of some of the best days of my life.
Hey, fella, you heard the news?
What news?
Silver. Silver?
Where?
Washoe Mountains.
Just yonder?
Them gold seekers have been throwing the stuff away, thinking it was worthless.
Turned out to be silver, huh?
High grade. The rush has already started. I've been thinking of giving up freight and sticking out a claim for myself.
Hey! Thanks for your hospitality. You leaving tonight?
It'll be tomorrow before we get there. Sure don't mince words.
Yeah, looks like war for certain, don't it?
Yeah, blast it. Wish I'd stayed in the Army. Could be fighting now on Reno's team.
Oh, we could be fighting right here, Steve. Start a little war of our own.
Say, you're right. Look, there's a Union flag over at the courtroom. While I get it, you round up some of the fellas and find a pole. We'll plant it on top of the mountain, run up Old Glory. Show the world that Washoe County's for President Lincoln and the Union.
Yay, man. Yeah, that sure isn't like planting a flag at Chapultepec. I figured we was going to run into a little opposition anyway.
You know what Lieutenant Reno used to say, surprise is 50% of winning the battle? Look at her flying up there.
Hey, look what's flying on the roof of Johnny Newman's saloon.
Confederate flag. What's the idea, Newman?
Headquarters of the Confederate States of America.
Ah, heck it is. This is Union territory.
Not anymore, it ain't. We're taking over. We're seizing Fort Churchill, too. And any demonstration you Yankees try to put on will go hard with you.
Shoot that flag down, so help me.
Get yourself killed? Don't be a fool. Well, tell them how many men are in that saloon, how many others are hidden in other buildings.
Well, what are we going to do? Just let that rebel flag fly?
We're going into Big Mike's and have a drink.
Now, look, Steve, this
Shut
is no
up,
time to
come
get...
on.
Give me a whiskey.
Make it two.
What does that Johnny Newman think he is, calling this place Confederate headquarters? The next thing you know, they'll be marching up to the top of the mountain and hauling down a Union flag.
Let's round up everybody who feels like we do. Get some guns and chase those rebels out of town.
There's a better way than that, Steve. Eddie, saddle up a horse and ride to Fort Churchill as fast as you can. Tell them the rebels are trying to take over and to send a detachment of soldiers here on the double. The back way.
That's smart thinking, Red. Those soldiers will fetch that flag down from Johnny's saloon.
Well, don't need a whole detachment to do that. Hang around that door and hold Johnny's attention as much as you can.
Where are you going?
To Stone Chapultepec.
Red, look out!
On the roof and back.
Thought you could get away with something, huh?
Now, look, Rebel, this is Union territory.
That's where we disagree. Now, you run back up there and put that flag up.
Even if I did, it wouldn't stay there long. There's a detachment of soldiers from Fort Churchill on the way over here right now.
How do you know?
I sent for them. If you guys are smart, you'll clear out of here before they get here.
Hold it! He's lying. If there's soldiers on the way, he would have waited for them instead of climbing up to get the flag by himself.
It just happens I crave this privilege for myself.
Well, now, you can have the privilege of running it up again.
Not on your life.
You mean on yours? I'll give you till I count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
I was lying, huh? Well, just stick around and you'll have a chance to attend your own funeral.
Red, are you all right?
Couldn't be better. You should have seen those rebels scatter when they heard the soldiers coming. Where are they?
Well, I don't know. They ain't got here yet.
What do you mean ain't got here? I heard the bugles.
Well, that was me.
Well, I'll be a son of a gun.
Hey, Red. Yeah. Looky here. They made Lieutenant Reno a general.
General?
Says so right here. Grant, Stonewall Jackson. Them other fellas we knew as shaved tails.
Jackson's fighting for the South.
Naturally. Be queer, wouldn't it, if him and Reno met up?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It ain't right.
That Jackson and Reno should meet up?
Not in a war against each other, where once they were on the same side.
What can you do? We're in it.
Yeah, I know. Brother against brother, it ain't right.
An old soldier going soft? What would General Reno say?
Maybe it'd say, war don't solve nothing.
Howdy.
Howdy. Howdy.
Hi, Fuller. Remember us?
Sure, I remember you two. You were here when the news come of the big Comstock strike, about 4 years ago. You two lit out of here like a couple of bats out of Hades. Been in Virginia City ever since?
Yeah, ever since.
Yeah, cleaning up, huh?
Can't complain at all.
Doing all right.
Well, what's the latest news?
It's about the same.
Since the telegraph went through, I hear less news than I did with the Pony Express. At least the ponies stopped here.
I see you built a bridge across the Truckee River.
Yeah, collect a lot of tolls. All that freight going up to the Comstock these days. Next thing I aim to do is put an addition on this room. Make a real trading post out of it.
Good location for it.
None better. Last stop on the overland route before crossing the Sierras.
Howdy.
Well, howdy, Captain.
My horse has a loose shoe. I wondered if...
Some nails right there in that box. Some shoes, too. Just help yourself.
Thank you. I should have had the blacksmith at the fort checked before I left.
You from Fort Churchill?
Yes.
What's the latest reports from the east?
The Yanks are still trying to take Richmond. Reno's death was an awful blow.
What?
What did you say?
I said Reno's death was an awful blow to the North.
General Reno dead.
Do you know him?
He was a friend of ours.
We served under him in Mexico.
Well, I'm sorry to bring you bad news.
Oh, sit down, Captain. Tell us how it happened.
Yeah, we'd like to know the details.
Well, the whole story of General Reno's death rightly started 3 days earlier, on September the 11th, 1862, when Reno pushed Stonewall Jackson and his Confederates out of Frederick, Maryland.
Jackson?
So they did meet.
You knew Jackson, too?
Well, they were both in Mexico on the same side when we served under Reno. But go on.
General Reno was welcomed by a delegation of citizens of Frederick, including the mayor.
We thought at first you were General Jackson returning.
When did he leave?
Yesterday. And glad we were to see him and his troops go.
Well, I was one citizen expecting Union troops.
Oh, that's been flying all along.
All the while the Confederates were here?
Every minute. The rest of us, when we heard that General Jackson was going to occupy the town, we hid inside, but not the widow Fritchie. That old lady went straight upstairs and hung out the Union flag for everybody to see. Well, when General Jackson came riding up the street at the head of his men and saw that flag, he turned kind of purple. And then he gave a command, and a couple of his men raised their muskets and took aim. And just then, Mrs. Fritchie leaned out the window. I closed my eyes. I couldn't bear to look. She's an old lady, sir. She's 70 if she's a day. But as she stood there holding that flag against herself, she looked like the spirit of the Union itself.
I used to know Stonewall Jackson. We were at West Point together, and in Mexico, too.
He gave orders that nobody was to touch the flag or harm Mrs. Fritchie.
Yes, he may be a rebel, but he's also a gentleman. I should like very much to meet the widow Fritchie.
Well, all you have to do is knock. She's at home.
Thank you, sir. I'm General Jesse Reno, ma'am, commanding general of the 9th Corps of the Union Army.
Hard on the heels of General Jackson.
Yes, ma'am, we're going right through. But I wanted to stop long enough to pay homage to a very gallant lady.
If my husband had been alive, I'd never have dared do what I did.
Mrs. Fritchie, I have a great favor to ask of you. Is there any way in which I could acquire that flag?
Oh, I'm afraid not, General.
Well, I don't mean to offend you, ma'am, but I was offering to buy it from you.
There isn't that much money in the United States.
I respect your feelings, ma'am.
I have another one, though, that I will give you. One that I made myself. I should be very proud to have you accept it, Jen.
Thank you, ma'am. I shall place it in my saddlebags and carry it with me as long as I live. Barbara Fritchie, I salute you. You're a very brave woman, a patriot. May this flag of yours wave above us both on a happier day.
God grant that it may, General Reno. God grant that it may.
Cots are all full. Leave him out here. I'll get to him as soon as I can.
He's dead, Doctor.
Dead? What'd you bring him here for? You know what to do.
It's General Reno.
Reno?
He was leading a charge. I think he died right off.
Here lies a great soldier, man.
Please, sir. This was in his saddlebag. He was showing it to some of us last night. A woman gave it to him in Frederick. He was very proud of it. I brought it because I thought...
I'm sure he would. Flag he loved and died for. General Reno was killed in the Battle of South Mountain, 10 miles west of Frederick, on the 14th day of September. They gave him a military funeral, and then sent his casket home to his widow in Boston, draped in the flag that Barbara Fritchie had given him.
He was a great soldier.
One of the country's best defenders, the citation ray.
Jesse Reno dead. Still can't believe it. I wish there was something we could do.
We ought to get up some kind of a memorial for him. Name a place after him, or like that.
Well, there's this place.
It ain't much. Hardly worth naming, let alone after a hero. But if you want to
It's been a haven for travelers, ain't it? Ever since Gold Rush days, right?
That it has.
And Fuller's planning to add to it. And there's the toll bridge.
Who knows, one day it might be an honest-to-goodness town.
Well, let's take a vote. Captain?
To General Reno.
Fuller.
It's all right by me.
Well, that makes it unanimous. From this day on, this place is named Reno.
The coming of the Central Pacific Railroad in 1868 made the name of Reno official. Land was auctioned off and a settlement sprung up. By 1871, it had become the county seat of Washoe County. Today, it is a city of thriving industry, beautiful homes, imposing public buildings, a university with the famous McKay School of Mines, public parks, and churches. And on the site of the old Pioneer Way station by the Truckee River, one of the great hotels of the West. Reno, the biggest little city in the world. Named for General Jesse Lee Reno, by two comrades who left him a far greater monument than they dreamed. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country.
This is Fort Benton, a small army post far up the Missouri River in Dakota Territory, where a young naval lieutenant is just reporting to the post commander, who resents anything or anybody who is not Army. I call this story Sailor on a Horse.
Come in.
Sergeant Metcalf has returned with Lieutenant Drysdale, sir.
Lieutenant Drysdale?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, Lieutenant Drysdale. Send him in.
Sergeant?
You were to report back here in 8 days, Sergeant. Yes, sir. You're a day late, Sergeant. Yes, sir. Was the boat from St. Louis a day late, Sergeant?
No, sir. It was my fault, sir. Being unaccustomed to riding horseback, I couldn't make the necessary distance every day.
For being a day late, Sergeant, you'll be docked a day's pay. Dismissed.
But it wasn't his fault, sir.
Twice since you've entered my office, Drysdale, you've addressed me without my permission.
I was just trying to explain about the sergeant.
And that makes the third time. Talking out of turn seems to be your weakness, Drysdale. According to this report, that's why you were sent out here, for arguing with your superiors.
I was proven right, sir.
I'm afraid you're going to be a problem, Drysdale.
Lieutenant Drysdale, sir.
I recognize only Army commissions out here.
Navy commissions are entitled to equal recognition, sir.
Yes, yes. I'm afraid you're going to be a problem.
The Major will be happy to know I won't be a problem long. If he would give me a detail of men and the necessary equipment, I would be out of here and on my way in 2 days.
On your way? Where to?
To chart and report on the navigability of the Missouri River to its source, sir. Here are my orders.
Orderly. Have the quartermaster issue a rifle, saddle, and sidearms for Drysdale. He's going out on the next patrol with Lieutenant Whitcomb.
Those orders can't be ignored, sir. I have a report to make.
I'll tell you what to report. You report that the Missouri River runs west from here. That it's water clear to its source. That beyond that it's snow. Orderly.
This way, Lieutenant.
It's Mr. Drysdale.
Yes, sir.
Close the gate.
There's activity down there, all right. We're too far to tell what kind.
Here, try this.
Telescope?
Maybe issue. Just slide it in and out till you get your bearing.
Huh?
I mean a good view.
At least 1,000 of them. The War Council. There's a Sioux war bonnet. And the war regalia of an Assiniboine chief. Sioux and the Assiniboine have joined forces.
Meaning what?
Meaning we've got twice as much trouble on our hands. Come on. We better get back to the fort and make a report. What's all that for?
I'm taking a bearing so I can tell the exact location of the Indian.
Well, you mean you can pinpoint the spot with that?
That's right. This is my nautical almanac. This is my azimuth compass. This is my correctional solar attachment. They're all.
Yeah, I know. Navy issue.
That's right. How'd you get?
Lieutenant!
Drysdale, it's too late to help. Come on.
Lieutenant Drysdale, sir.
Mr. Drysdale.
I mean, Mr. Drysdale.
Send him in.
Come in, Mr. Drysdale.
You're supposed to be out on patrol, Drysdale.
Lieutenant Whitcomb is dead, sir. Also Private Jones, Indian scouting party.
Where were you when they were killed?
I was with them, sir.
How long ago did this happen?
4½ days.
You found your way back alone?
Yes, sir. It's easy if you know celestial and solar navigation. Lieutenant Whitcomb had a report, sir. The Sioux and the Assiniboine have joined forces.
Joined forces? The Assiniboine are hundreds of miles to the west of here.
They've joined with the Sioux and War Council. You should be prepared for an attack of at least 1,000 savages.
You seem to be unusually well informed, Drysdale.
I know what I saw.
And you saw 1,000 Sioux and Assiniboine, eh?
Yes, sir. Their position? 112 degrees by 24 minutes north, 47 degrees by 24 minutes west, or approximately 130 land miles northwest of here.
I want you to make this report in writing, Drysdale. I'm going to send a patrol out to this area. Now, if they don't find evidence of what you saw, come in.
Major, Sentry reports the approach of 2 Braves carrying a truce lance.
Truce, eh?
Your so-called 1,000 Indians come to sue for peace. Tell them my term to surrender or be annihilated.
Didn't come to ask for peace, sir.
Then why did they come?
They're suing the Assiniboine sub-chiefs. They speak for 1,000 warriors on both sides of the river. If we agree to abandon the fort, they promise safe passage to Fort Union. We've 5 days to make a decision. If we don't leave,
Trying to scare us out.
They're not bluffing, Major. I saw.
I don't need your views, Drysdale.
Abandoning ship to come back to return and fight on better terms is no disgrace, sir.
Under my command, we face the enemy. I'll never give up this fort. Never!
Evening, Metcalf. Evening, sir.
You seem nervous.
Nervous, sir?
Yes, nervous. What is it, Sergeant?
It's these war drums, sir. 4 days they've been at it. I can't help but thinking about tomorrow being the 5th day.
Don't tell me you've fallen for that bluff of theirs.
It might not be a bluff, sir. Lieutenant Drysdale was certain he saw you.
I'm just as certain he didn't. Sergeant, the canvas has been missing from several of the supply wagons. Why?
Needed repairing, sir.
Also, the reports show that Private Clark borrowed carpenter tools from the supply corporal. Why?
He likes to build things, sir. Used to be a carpenter.
In Drysdale, it seems, has been issued an unusual amount of writing material. Why?
You'll have to ask him that, Major.
Sure brace this well. The mast, and there's a lot of strain on it.
Here's some more pitch.
Good. Now we can finish sealing the hull.
How fast do you figure this boat will go, Lieutenant?
Oh, fast enough to outrun those Indian canoes. A little breeze. Caulk that well.
You know, I ain't never saddled a sailboat before. It's going to be real interesting. Well, I got to get back to duty. Be back later.
Right, Ken. Use the muffle, then.
How's it going, Lieutenant?
Pretty good. Let's call it a night, man.
What about the mast? We haven't put that up yet.
Well, we can step her when we get outside. It's only a matter of a few minutes.
Sure wouldn't take any prize for looks.
All I hope is it takes us out of here if the need arises.
Hello, Drysdale.
I didn't expect to see you here, sir.
Of course not. I'm not an architect, but these don't strike me as being fortification plans.
Well, they're not, sir.
Curious to know exactly what they are.
Exercise and sea draftsmanship, sir.
Is it necessary in this exercise to have pitch on your hands and trousers? You're building a boat, Drysdale. Where is it? I asked you a question. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Then answer me!
I regret, sir, I cannot answer.
You mean you refuse? So you regret, do you? You'll regret it more when you face court-martial on charges of insubordination. A boat was built on this fort. Its purpose? A cowardly retreat. Doesn't sound very pretty, does it? That's why it was built. And there's the man responsible.
The Major, please, I'd like to explain.
The Major does not please. Orderly! You built that boat without my permission, Drysdale. Now I want you to destroy it.
You can't be serious, sir. That could mean the difference between life and death of every man here.
From what? A handful of Indians with war drums? Carry on with it. Let's have no more discussion on the matter.
I'm sorry, sir. I must refuse.
Refusal to carry out an order is mutiny, Drysdale.
That could mean the safety of every man here.
Pick up that axe and carry out that command, or I'll shoot you right where you stand.
Across all the stations! Man your parapets!
What's the count?
I've been lucky so far, sir. Only 5 dead. But the average is against us.
That's Fetus talk, Sergeant.
I'm only trying to explain the situation, Major. As fast as we push back one wave of Indians, another one comes.
Now you're arguing with me. Just like Drysdale. I don't care how many Indians there are out there. I'll never give up this fort. Never.
Supply Sergeant reports the ammunition's running low, sir.
I'll tell Sergeant Metcalf to tell the men to save the ammunition.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing away from your station?
I came to speak to you about the boat again, sir. There's a breeze coming up, and if we...
I'll not abandon this fort.
It'll only be temporarily, Major.
I'll not abandon this fort.
Can't you see your position is hopeless? If you persist in this useless defense, you'll be responsible for the lives of everybody.
Don't you try to place the blame for this on me.
You're in command.
Yes, and if I lose this battle, it'll be because of you and that boat.
What?
Yes, you destroyed my men, their morale, their will to fight. All because you know that they've got that boat to escape in, and so do they.
That's ridiculous. No one can fight any harder than they are.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'll show you how hard they can fight. Wait till you see how hard they'll fight when they know they've got no boat to escape in.
Major! Major!
Stop that pistol, Drysdale. Go on! Don't you try to follow me. You're gonna get that wall. Hurry up! Over here! Over there! Get that wall! Stand back! Get back!
Major!
Get back!
Not only you!
Give me that axe! You see how they'll fight! You see!
Major,
I'll show you!
Drag him up! Like his leg's broken.
I hit his head pretty hard. Might have a concussion, too.
His ranking officer, I'm taking over.
Right, Lieutenant.
That suits us fine. The fighting stopped. Get someone to help you with Major Creel. Get him to sick bay.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean, Sergeant?
They're getting ready for a sundown attack. That means they'll storm us with every man this time. Try to clean us out in one sweep.
We'll have to move fast. Take a half a dozen men and get that boat to the river gate. Private Clark will show you how to use the log rollers.
Yes, so we'll be ready to sail in no time.
Unfortunately, we won't be ready to sail there's sufficient wind.
Yes, sir.
All right, open the gate and get this boat in the water.
Here they come.
Tell your men to stay at their stations till they hear the bugler, and then run for this gate.
Yes, sir.
Private Martin. Go tell the doctor to get Major Creel and the other injured ready to move. Ordway, go to the storeroom and get the canoe paddles. We need a little help with this breeze.
Yes, sir.
You 7 men, leave your weapons here. Go help the doctor move the injured. Bugler, blow a tree.
Lieutenant Drysdale reporting, sir.
Sit down, Lieutenant.
Thank you, sir.
My adjutant take care of your men all right?
Yes, sir. May I ask how Major Creel is, sir?
Physically, he'll be all right, but only time will tell whether he'll be able to return to active service. I've been very much interested in your report, Lieutenant, the situation at Fort Benton. Major Creel served under me at Fort Union before he got this command.
I tried to give an unbiased account, sir.
Yes, it reads that way. Too bad about the Major. The strain of prolonged duty sometimes plays some pretty serious tricks with a man, Lieutenant. The worst of it is we don't always see it coming until it's too late. Well, I suppose you'll be anxious to return to sea.
Oh, yes, sir. But first I want to go back to Fort Benton.
You do? Why?
I promised myself I would. Besides, that river's great for sailing.
Happy sailing, Lieutenant.
Thank you, sir.
I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. In the Mother Lode country back in the gold rush days, very few small towns were lucky enough to have a doctor. In emergencies, anyone who could substitute was in demand, like the young druggist in the mining camp of Gold Run, who found himself face to face with prescription slow death.
Professor Peacock! Professor Peacock! I've got to talk to you. Please, Professor, open the door. Can I help you? It's my little boy.
Yes. What is it, madam? Why do you awaken me at this hour?
It's my little boy. I gave him some of your medicine for his cold, and now he's worse.
Worse? Are you insinuating my product is injurious to the human system?
He wasn't like this before.
The beneficial qualities of Professor Peacock's miracle compound are a matter of record. However, I will not quibble. If you are not satisfied, I will gladly return your money. Now, good night, madam.
I didn't want my money back. I just want him to help my little boy.
Well, if I were you, I'd get him to a doctor.
The doctor's away in Auburn.
Well, isn't there anyone in town who can help in an emergency?
Oh, we usually go to Mr. Gates, the druggist.
Well, come on, let's go get him. Mr. Gates! Open up, Mr. Gates. It's an emergency.
Yes? Miss Baker. Well, what's the matter with Jimmy?
I don't know. I'm afraid he's dying.
Let me take him. How long has he been this way?
Well, ever since I gave him this medicine.
Professor Peacock's miracle compound. Did you give him all this?
It took that much to make him stop coughing.
A lot of alcohol in it, but it shouldn't have that effect on him.
Well, maybe the medicine didn't have anything to do with it. I'm Maggie Evans. I work with Professor Peacock.
Well, that explains why you'd say that.
Well, it could be true, couldn't it?
It could be, but hardly probable. Do you happen to know what's in here?
No, the professor keeps that a pretty carefully guarded secret.
Those fellows usually do. Miss Baker, give them a whiff of this ammonia every few minutes. I'll try to analyze this stuff and see if I can come up with an antidote.
Is that the alcohol burning?
Yes. I'll evaporate the rest and test the residue.
There's some brown stuff left.
When I add this, it should turn blood red.
It is blood red.
Some bichloride of mercury. Just as I suspected.
What?
Opium.
Well, good morning, Sampson.
Morning.
Are you awake, Princess? Time to get up. Princess?
She's not there.
Well, how do you know?
I left her at Mrs. Baker's, helping to care for the little boy your miracle compound almost killed last night.
What is this nonsense? Who are you?
My name is Justin Gates. I own the Gold Run Pharmacy.
Oh, I see. Beginning to feel the pinch of competition, huh? And trying to start a little trouble. Well, don't worry, young man. We'll be moving on in a few days.
You're moving along today. I can't control what you do in other places, but you're not selling any more of that poison in this town.
Poison?
Opium.
I assume you know there's not enough opium in my product to do any harm.
There was enough to put little Jimmy Baker into a stupor that lasted all night. If his mother had given him any more of it, he never would have come to.
But he's all right this morning?
No thanks to you. Now get your outfit and get out of here.
I resent your attitude, sir. We don't threaten anyone, and we don't want anyone threatening us. Do we, Sampson?
Well, I can't go around arresting people for something that might have happened.
Opium is dangerous. It's a narcotic.
Doesn't matter if it is or it ain't. There ain't no law on the statute books that says what you can and can't put in medicine. Now, if I was you, I wouldn't tangle with them again. Morning.
Morning, Sheriff.
How's Jimmy?
Oh, children are amazing. The way he was running around when I left his house, you'd never think there'd ever been anything wrong with him. What happened to you?
I told the professor to get out of town. Neither he nor Sampson cared for the idea.
Well, personally, I don't care what the professor does. I'm quitting, and I'm going over right now to tell him so.
No, don't quit.
Don't quit?
Not yet. You're the professor's star attraction. I want a big crowd at today's show.
Our show will continue in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I want to pause and explain how you too can attain the radiant vitality and the physical perfection of these two young people. Here is your answer, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peacock's Miracle Compound. I am asking $1. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, one paltry dollar for this key to a richer and fuller life.
I'll take a bottle.
Well, thank you, sir. And here you are.
Just a minute.
Before you buy any of this so-called medicine, there's something you ought to know.
Oh, now, one moment, Samson. In this glorious country of ours, every man has a right to be heard, whether you agree with him or not. Proceed, sir.
I intend to. Folks, last night, little Jimmy Baker almost died from an overdose of this compound. He would have died if I hadn't analyzed the ingredients and given him emergency treatment. Do you know what this concoction contains? A drug as dangerous and deadly as any poison. It's opium. Now, if that's the kind of richer, fuller life you want, why, go ahead. Otherwise, you'll run this faker out of town.
Ladies and gentlemen, one moment, please. The young man speaks impressively. But I assure you, friends, my miracle compound contains such a minute quantity of the ingredient mentioned, it is absolutely harmless to both man and beast.
It wasn't harmless to Jimmy Baker.
I was coming to that, sir. What was the matter with the little boy that he required your emergency treatment?
You know what was wrong with him. He was in a coma.
In other words, a deep sleep.
That's right.
Are you aware, sir, that sleep is one of nature's great healers?
Not the kind he was in.
And how is the little boy this morning?
Fortunately, he's all right.
Only all right? I understood his cold was almost cured.
Well, you can't take credit for that.
Well, now, suppose we allow these good people to decide. My friends, yesterday little Jimmy Baker had a bad cold. Today, thanks to the sleep-inducing qualities of my miracle compound, and in spite of the interference of this purveyor of powders and pills, he is almost completely recovered. Now I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, who deserves the credit?
You do, Professor. He's got you there, Justin.
I see others of you down there who yesterday bought a bottle of my so-called poison. Tell me, friends, did any of you happen to die last night?
If he wasn't good with words, he wouldn't be in this kind of business. I tell you, you've got to listen to me.
I believe we've listened to you long enough, young man. I sell an honest product. And with the kind permission of these good people, I will continue to sell it. Now, if you will kindly leave the platform, we will continue with the show.
Come on, Justin. Let's get on with the show.
I'm staying right here till I make you folks understand.
Oh, no, Samson. Sheriff, this man is trespassing upon my property. Will you remove him, please?
You better get off of that, Justin. Come on down.
Instead of running me off, why don't you run him off?
Well, now, we went through all of that this morning. You got no business up there if you don't want you. Come on down.
And now we will proceed with our entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, I have here in my hand $500, which I will gladly present to the first man who can best Samson in a one-fall wrestling match. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me correctly. $500 to the first man who can pin Samson's mighty shoulders to the ground. Now, who wants to try? This may be your golden opportunity to win $500. Well, now, what about you, sir? And you, sir? Now, what do you say? Well, you look like a likely challenger if I ever saw one. What are you going to say?
Give it a trial, Jed.
Go ahead.
Come on,
give it
boy.
Well, I'll make a try at it.
Oh, splendid. Ladies and gentlemen, Samson not only trains on my miracle compound, but he also takes a drink of it before every bout for the instantaneous vigor and strength that it imparts. Well, here you are, Samson. Now, don't forget, take a good big drink. Now, step up, Jed. Gentlemen, don't forget, no biting, no gouging. Other than that, no holds barred. Ready? Go! Come on, Jed! Come on,
Now you got him, Jed. Go on, pin him, pin him.
Come on.
What's the matter, Jed? Come on, Jed. You can do better than that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, the mighty Samson. Thank you. My, that was a splendid effort. Now, if you and the other good people will return with me to the platform, I will see to it that your valiant efforts are properly rewarded. I meant to exaggerate his sin for this magic. It will not go ahead.
Jed never had a chance. Samson was just playing with him. Say, if the professor's medicine puts people to sleep, how come Samson can drink it and show no ill effects?
I've been thinking about that myself. Maybe I can give you an answer at his next show. Oh, hello.
You got anything to cure a headache?
Well, at least I have one convert anyway.
I'm sorry you couldn't get the people to listen.
I should have known better. My father used to say that telling somebody something for his own good is like pouring sand on a rat hole. Here. Guaranteed to cure your headache, not a darn thing more.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
No.
How did you happen to become the Princess Nadia?
Well, the name was the professor's idea. Eating regularly was mine. Until I found out about the professor, I thought it was better than working in a dance hall or a saloon.
Have you quit yet?
No. The professor went with some friends to have a drink right after the show. I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
What time is the next show?
About an hour.
I'd appreciate your staying for it.
Justin, you're not going to try to talk to that crowd again?
No, no. It's going to take more than talk to make them realize the danger.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again I have in my hands $500, which I will gladly pay to any man who can defeat the mighty Samson in a one-fall wrestling match. Speak up, gentlemen. Who would it be? A chance to win $500 in good American money. Who will wrestle Samson? Who can defeat the mighty Samson?
I will.
If you go loco, he'll bust you to bits.
Well, if it isn't the young druggist, I must confess I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping it would be someone who could give Samson a real workout. But I said anyone, and I'm a man that keeps his word. If you will direct your attention over to the wrestling arena, ladies and gentlemen.
Just a minute. Professor, let's make this really interesting. My drugstore against your whole outfit.
Your store against my outfit?
That's right.
Justin, for Pete's sakes.
Well?
I accept your wages, sir. Sheriff, you heard the terms.
Back out while you can.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a little late to back out now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you please. Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, Samson will take a drink of my miracle compound before the bout. Here you are, Samson.
Not that bottle, Professor. Suppose you let Samson drink some of the stuff you sell.
Are you accusing me of trickery, sir?
I am.
Well, upon my word.
Princess, if you please. Is that all you're going to drink?
Why, he doesn't even need that much to win this bout.
I want him to have every advantage. Drink plenty. No more than that. Drink the whole bottle.
What's it gonna do to me?
Why, it's going to put you to sleep like you never slept before. You'd better finish him off fast. He's stalling until that medicine takes effect and you get sleepy. Come on now, hurry it up. How do you feel? Are you getting sleepy?
Not yet.
You're keeping these good people waiting. No gouging, no biting. Other than that, no holds barred. Go.
Look out!
That's the end of Professor Peacock's miracle compound.
Well, now that you own the outfit, Justin, what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to put in a stock of legitimate drugs and medicines and cover the towns where they don't have drugstores.
Well, what about your shop in town?
Well, I thought I'd get a friend to look after it while I'm on my trips.
Oh.
You're the friend I had in mind.
So Justin Gates established a route which took him through most of the mining camps and towns of the area, bringing to the sick and weary reliable drugs that were literally worth their weight in gold.
আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না কি কইতেছেন আপনি কি কইতেছেন গায়ে হাত দিবেন কেন গায়ে দিও মানে এ বড় গায়ে দিলে কি করবে একদম গায়ে করতেছেন তুই তুই গায়ে দিলে তুই আমি আজকে শেষ কর তুই টাকা দে আমার টাকা দে ওরে আজকে বই
আপনি কোন রাস্তার মধ্যে আইছেন ভাই
এই এই আপনি কারে করছেন হ্যাঁ আরে ভাই আপনারে কই নাই আমার কল দিছিলাম এই কল রিসিভ করতেছেন আমারে কইছি আমারে কোন মানে এই আপনি নামেন তো নামেন আমি যাব না আপনি কি কইতেছেন হ্যাঁ আপনি যাইবেন না কেন না আমি যাব না আপনি আপনি নামেন আমার টাকা দেন আমি যাইগা দেমু না টাকা আমারে না নিয়ে গেলে আমি ভাড়া দেবো না আরে আপনি কখন থেকে এই অলি করতেছেন আপনার আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না একদমই সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে আপনি টাকা দেন আমি জায়গা আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না কি কইতেছেন আপনি কি কইতেছেন গায়ে হাত দিবেন কেন গায়ে দিও মানে এ বড় গায়ে দিলে কি করবে একদম গায়ে করতেছেন তুই গায়ে দিলে তুই আমি আজকে শেষ কর তুই টাকা দে আমার টাকা দে ওরে আজকে বই মোটরসাইকেল করে নিয়ে যেতেছেন ভাই এটা আমার মালিকের মোটরসাইকেল ভাই মোটরসাইকেল নিয়ে যান না
গাড়ি থামলো কেন
স্যার একটা অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়েছে
ভাই ভাই আমার একটু বাঁচান
স্যার
ভাই
পেটে তো ছুরি
মনে হচ্ছে চিন্তা কি
স্যার হসপিটালে নিয়ে যাব
আরে পাগল হইছো এত রাতে থানা পুলিশের ঝামেলা কে যাবে চালাও গাড়ি
স্যার কি অবস্থা মনে হয় না বাবু
ভাই যাই না ভাই ও ভাই আমার একটু হসপিটাল
Faz pun salkasi cikai Fai oh Fai đều Bay Bay không Có gì không? Không rồi. Chịu rồi. Bao nhiêu phút đây? 003835. Không mất tích này. Chia núp quay. Không biết không hiểu. Núp vậy. Phương tàu. Ê, cái con hỏi chấm mà mấy con bằng tiền là hỏi chấm hết, không biết là bao nhiêu. Củ quay dài là lúc đó mới được. Và cái này ơi. Đi. Như vậy. Đây ngủ đắt thì làm sao vậy? Chôn tao. Mày chôn tao. Mày thích làm hỏng cho mình không? Lợn này. Xiềng vang với trang bị đặc sắc sọc. Tôi định tôi chơi. Tính Timor, đánh con bài Timor. Timor, búp skill. Timor. Quá cay xa nhá. Nhưng mà có ấn tốc được. Để dành Timor. Timor số 5 được. Ai à, ngon. Rồi này ngày chắc tôi phải đỡ đau rồi. Xoay lưng, xoay xa rồi, đỡ rồi. Đau hai là đau nữa. Ba là đau nữa. Ba là đau. Này tất được những loại này. Ok. Nhiều. Toán để cái bài chia gai nước này phải để cho tự bay. Tao muốn nhỉ? What the hell? Chuẩn ra. Cút hết. Có lẽ nào em vội quên đi, và có lẽ nào 500 củ ấy 614 củ à? Thế mình kiếm 100 củ nữa sự là có nổi không? Ôi à, không rồi, anh đã ấn vội rồi. Có lẽ 62 triệu 62 triệu rồi. Cũng một lần quay được gần 100 củ ấy. 100 củ không? Mình quay được 400 lap mà được. 400 lap phải được 100 củ. Nước của bố nào? Vương miện định mệnh. Rồi xong, biết đánh mày gì rồi? Đánh mày gì rồi? Biết đánh mày gì rồi? Tôi nhặt bài á. Có lẽ nào em vội quên đi, và có lẽ nào quên đi, có lẽ nào anh trong tâm trí em. Ôi gà cho cái này à? Mà vậy nào, xong đi. Vua tối ưu Aria bán này. Mèo 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 vậy mà phải đét không đẹp. 598 củ chưa đủ, chưa phải là tất cả. Mấy thằng này ra quát lipet ở cái map 2 này xử có đéo gì trốn. Cái pet thì yếu như lợn. Anh khinh yes khinh Big ITCS Big ai à Torres xì điều sao Torres xì ra Torres rồi xì guys xì xì ra Torres à chưa ok lần nào cũng phải lắp cái danh Gasol Big IC Basikia ủa Xuân bố Hiếu béo đang playing Space War cái gì vậy? Ui ôi nháy phát 2 lần chuẩn không vậy chóm chuẩn đét cho thôi chuẩn và đét như phi công vậy. Ok bay tiếp bay cao thu rồi sao nhỉ? Thu rồi sao ấy? Thôi thằng Zena bắn đau lắm, Zena 2 đồ rồi chịu. Zena Sojin mấy cả cuồng đau đấy hiểu vội vậy chồng 6.8 à cái gì vậy? Ui ôi nháy phát 2 lần chuẩn không vậy chóm chuẩn đét cho thôi chuẩn và đét như phi công vậy. Ok bay tiếp bay cao thu rồi sao nhỉ? Thu rồi sao ấy? Thôi thằng Zena bắn đau lắm, Zena 2 đồ rồi chịu. Zena Sojin mấy cả cuồng đau đấy hiểu vội vậy chồng 6.8 à vậy sẽ lên 7 ok đằng nào phải đắp cho Torres mà thôi đừng nói chung với nhau đây mèo trốn mày trốn Lâm định mạnh nghe lắp thằng này vào xong mạnh định từ cái xếp tiền nhé thế thua nữa là bắn cũng khỏe nhưng mà chúng nó còn quỷ hơn cơ đéo sao Zanna 2 đồ đéo chịu được quỷ đó chịu súng bài không vậy à kiếm tiền tiến kiềm 138m sử dụng nhiều ấy không bay được thì thôi máy đẹp đét 400 mà 2 này 303 thử để mình đi chợ hay sao chưa đến lượt 4 này 117 à? Sẽ là một cái Sojin đi ok quyết định sẽ lấy một cái Sojin đi I'm go here 707 triệu sẽ được lên 6.8 tốc độ sẽ là mắc ping không quỷ ác quỷ phi phai tốc độ bù đắc bù nào vào mỗi là ngày có một chút game thôi cứ là ngày rebirth 163 lần kê vậy Sojin thì con này hợp lý hơn này nhanh này là con bên kia nhưng mà đợi đồ bình tĩnh vội vậy xe hấp đủ rồi hả 46 à đấy nó chỉnh cài nhót 2 giờ 208 gì 4 giờ đi học chuẩn không mai học xong nhớ làm gì đi tập tài môn tự sáng tối tập tiếp trốn không nhiều record này ngon 300 440 mà 445 record 50 lap 450 450 450 450 451 452 được không? Đéo được, xít được Gian na thực sự nhiều ấy. Bây giờ phải được 5 round thắng cơ thì mới được cộng 2 đồng. Là một round chỉ cộng bao nhầm từ 2 đến 4 chỉ cộng 1 đồng thôi. Nghèo đét. 1,6k 138m. Mắc. Ê bác. Ngủ ơi tụi mình ngủ quá. Không được. Phải quay nốt. Ê sao đéo lên thở đét 2 cho mình à? Này thua rồi, tài khỏe đấy. Chịu rồi. Êu, cái gì kia có dòng ánh sáng. À, bắn tàu ra một cái đồ ánh sáng ngẫu nhiên à? Chịu rồi, dòng ánh sáng thua. Chịu. Thầy thua. Thầy chấp nhận. Ai rồi cũng phải thua thôi. Nhưng mà thua không hay đâu. Ai rồi cũng phải thua rồi. Mày perfect 300 mấy lap vậy. Em quay ác quỷ à. Cheers. Nổi không? Nổi không vậy thầy? Nổi không? Ôi kìa, đâu được. Perfect rồi. Ôi hỏng. Một lần thôi. Rồi hay. Anh sợ đấy nhé. Soraka cút. Cái đéo ở đây. Một cái giáp máu á. Cái đéo ở đây. Ôi đéo ở đây. Nhau. Rồi xong nhiệm vụ đây. Cút thật này. Thầy khóa lại. Mày nhờn. Good landing. Chuẩn không? Chuẩn không? Chuẩn và chỉ. Binh và chi. Linh và linh. Binh chi linh. Hỗ trợ để cho cút. Khảm bảo thạch à. Khổng lồ tí hoan. What the hell? Thế đi. Cứ thế đi. Ô, what the hell? Cái gì đây? Trốn đâu? Không lối được. Okay. Trốn bro. Không chưa có đồ rồi. Anh xin ra mà trốn tàu. Mấy chấm là xin ra 51 à, còn 9 phút nữa thanh xong chỉ còn là đeo rồi. Bình. Mèo bay lên cao như con cao. Bay lên cao như con cao. Ui khỏe đấy, bài này khỏe đét. Chịu rồi, tao lên cô nhảy lên đéo em đánh. 74 máu à, xin ra rồi, sự là binh chi và linh ấy. Ô cái gì đấy? Ấn thuật sĩ à? Tam hợp là rồi Arcane. Rồi không ai tranh bài. Hay cút. Cút ngay. Rồi xong. Thread 2 à? Asia lắp ấn định mệnh, găng tay, găng bảo thạch với cả một cái sojin là xong rồi. Giờ thêm đồ cho Syndra này, Syndra rồi. Là thiếu đồ Syndra mới là vấn đề chứ. Đi chợ nhặt thôi, đi chợ giờ sẽ cần gì trước, giờ mình sẽ cần một cái cung. hoặc là một cái mũ phù thủy ngay lập tức. Thằng đánh bộ khởi đầu cũng ghê. Mai thắng sau 15 giây thì Mai thắng. 453 củ mà anh chưa đủ tiền, anh thiếu cận 250 củ nữa, 254 củ. Sửa đất và đồ đấy, nhặt thêm một chút năng lượng cho binh. Mà lên cao như con cao. Wow. Cút rồi. Ui, Cinderella, nhưng mà lại là một cái đai máu. Rồi mất cái cung thôi lấy Cinderella. Đây một con Cinderella thứ hai. Thôi kệ đi, bây giờ là Pandora lõi sau. Vua rồi. Chắc thế. Còn đồ cho on nhở, đéo đánh on nữa thành thằng Red 3 đấy. Nhưng mà on nhảy đồ. Nào kẹt thôi. Quên mất. I'm sorry bro. Là một quỷ thư. Quỷ nó lắp lại vào chơi à? 2 Cinderella. Giờ sẽ phải lên 6 đến 7 nha. Wow. Chôn không thấy. Chôn nhỉ? Chôn điết. Là ông à? Không ai để tranh bài. Bình. Rồi cái đánh thần rừng thần thoại vậy. Chôn tao. Thần tài à? Mấy thần tài cơ? Một thằng này, một thần mà một ấn đấy mà. Còn đánh khỏe bài vậy, chôn tao. Mấy thần tài đánh bài khỏe vậy. What the hell? Không có thăng hoa chắc cút. Chịu rồi. Biết đép mà. Kinh khủng ấy. Sao với 35 mà vẫn còn tận 48 máu. Sự anh ấy sự kinh khủng đép ấy. Cầm mấy vàng cho 5 vàng cũng đuổi. Rồi xong. Cái gì cơ? Nhà thế lắp cái này cho thằng Red bình.
আচ্ছা আপনি ওই দিন আপনার আম্মার সামনে আমার লগে এরকম ব্যবহার করছেন কেন?
আমার ইচ্ছে হয়েছে আমি করছি, আর আমার পিছে ঘুরে লাভ নেই।
কেন? আমি আপনার ভালোবাসি না, করবো না কেন?
বেহায়া মেয়ে রে বাবা, তোমার তো আমি ক্লিয়ার করে বলছি যে আমি তোমার বিয়ে করবো না।
আরে আপনার আম্মাই তো আমার পছন্দ করতো, তো আপনি শাদি করবেন না কেন?
তাহলে তারই বিয়েটা করো।
কি কইতেছেন? আমি আপনার আম্মারে কেন শাদি করব? আপনারা শাদি করুন, আর আপনি যদি আমার শাদি না করছেন তাহলে কয়ে দিলাম ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম আমার হাতে লিখুন।
তোমার যা ইচ্ছা তুমি তাই করো, আমি একদমই ভয় পাই না। আগের বার মাইনে নিছি, খেলা ছিল দেখা, এটা খেলা না, এটা আমার জীবন। আমি জীবন নিয়ে ছেলে খেলা করতে পারবো না।
আমি হাঁচা কইতেছি, আমি কিন্তু ব্লেড দিয়ে
হাতে পায়ে গলায় মুখে সব জায়গায় যেখানে ইচ্ছা সেখানে লেখো, ইংরেজি বাংলা ফার্সি যেটাতে পারো সেটাতেই লেখো, আমার কিচ্ছু যায় আসে না।
আপনার আমি শেষবারের মতো কইতেছি, আপনারা আর বেশি সময় দিব না, শুধুমাত্র 12 ঘন্টা সময় দিলাম। এই 12 ঘন্টার মধ্যে আপনি আপনার মত বদলাইবেন, নাহলে কইলাম আমি হাঁচায় ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম লিখে ফেলাম, আমার কেউ আটকাইতে পারবো না।
আরামসে তুমি সিগারেট টানো, বুঝো না শান্তিতে, আর ওদিক দিয়ে কাম সারছে।
কেন কি হইছে?
আরে শুনোস না, ওই মেয়ে তো ডেঞ্জারাস একটা ঘটনা ঘটায় ফেলছে। ব্লেড দিয়ে হাত কাটছে, এখন কি হইব মামা?
ওই মেয়েটা
বস কি মামা? হাত
কেন? ওই মেয়ের তোর কোনো কথা হয়েছিল?
কালকে রাত্রেবেলা বাসার সামনে এসে দাঁড়ায় ছিল, আমার 12 ঘন্টার আলটিমেটাম দিছে।
এই কিসের আলটিমেটাম দিছে রে? হ্যাঁ
আরে ওই বিয়াতে রাজি না হইলে কি জানি।
এই কথা তুই আগে কবি না।
আরে আমি কি বুঝছি নাকি?
আরে না বাবার কি আছে, বুঝোস না, মেয়েটা তো ডেঞ্জারাস। এখন যদি কিছু হয়ে যায় মামা, আমাকে তো পুলিশে ধরে নিয়ে যাবে।
আমি কি করছি?
ও আমি কি করছি কিছু জানো না? ওই বেটা আইনার মারবে জানো, জীবনে তো থানায় তুই যাস্তে জানবি কেন? তা না আমি গেছি ফোন যে কোনো হলে আত্মহত্যা প্ররোচনকারী যেই হোক না, তার নাম যদি একবার থানায় গিয়ে কয় মামা, তাহলে তোর খবর আছে। এখন তুই কি করবি তুই চিন্তা করে দেখ।
কি করছে সব? এই লাইলি বাইচা আছে তো?
হ্যাঁ শুনলাম ও তো বাইচা আছে।
কোন হসপিটাল আছে? আমি যাই একটু দেখা করে আসি।
হসপিটালে যাই দেখা করে? হসপিটাল থাকলে তখন তুমি চৈত শিকার ভিত্তি থাকলা, বুঝো নাই? আর তুমি যে হয়তো বাসায় আছে। এই
তুই কি ওর বাসায় যাবি?
তুই যাবি মামা?
হায় রে খোদা, তুমি আইছো, আমি জানতাম তুমি আইবা। আমি লাইলে রে কইছি তুমি আসবা। চ্যাংরা হও আর রক্ত গরম হও, মানুষ তো, তোমার মনের ভিতরে সেই প্রেমটা আছে।
আচ্ছা, আমি লাইলির সাথে একটু দেখা করবো।
লাইলির সাথে দেখা করবা?
কেমন আছো?
আছে বাবা, আসো আসো, তোমার আমি একটু দেখা করাতে আসো।
এইসব কি?
প্লেট দিয়ে তোমার নাম লিখছি, বানান ঠিক আছে?
একদম ঠিক আছে। কিন্তু কি বলো বাইক না, ভালো হয়েছে না? আমি কিন্তু লাইলিতে কইছিলাম লাইলি ছবি তুইলা ওরা পাঠাই দে। ভাই কইছে যে না, কিছু জিনিস আছে এগুলো ছবি তুলে পাঠালে সঠিকভাবে দেখা যায় না, সামনাসামনি দেখতে হয়। এর লেগে তো এতক্ষণ ধরে তোমার জন্য অপেক্ষা করতেছি।
এইসব পাগলামির কোনো মানে আছে?
আছে না, তোমার আমি শাদি করব, তুমি আমার শাদি করবা, করবা না?
এই তুমি কি আমার বলদ পাইছো? বলদ এই পাশে দাঁড়ানো লোকটার মতো।
নিলে তুমি আমার মামার নিয়ে কি করতেছো?
আমি বলবো তুমি শুনবা। মানে এই যদি তোমার হাত কাটার নমুনা হয়, হ্যাঁ, আমি জানলে আমি জীবনেও আসতাম না। আর যদি হাত সত্যি সত্যি কাটতাও তাও আসতাম না, কোনো লাভই হইতো না। আমি তোমারে বিয়ে করব না। তোমার মতো মেয়ের সাথে শুধুমাত্র মজা নেওয়া যায়, বাড়ির বউ করা যায় না। তোমার মধ্যে ওই রকম কোনো এলিমেন্টই নাই।
তুমি একটু বেশি বেশি করতেছো না?
এই মাঝখান দিয়ে ঢুকে গেলেন? হ্যাঁ, সাদে কি আপনার মাইনছে হাবলু কয়? এর লেগে আপনার হাবলু কয়। আর ঢুকছেন যখন, তখন আমারে না বুঝায় আপনার এই ড্রামাবাজ ভাগ্নিরে বুঝান। আমি ওরে বিয়ে করব না, আমি মরে গেলে ওরে বিয়ে করব না। মানে নিজের তো কোনো মান সম্মান নাই, পরিবারের মান সম্মানটা যদি খোয়াইতে না চাও তাহলে এসব বন্ধ করো। সবার সামনে অপমান করবো না।
থাক ভাগ্নি, তুই কষ্ট পাইস না, হয়তো তোরা বুঝতে পারে নাই। আর যেদিন বুঝতে পারবো, ওই কান্দা বুক চাপলাইবো, তখন বুঝবো যে কি জিনিস হারাইছি। তুই কান্দিস না ভাগ্নি, একদম কান্দিস না। তুই থাক, আমি আইতাছি, দেখতেছি।
Còn về dưới sự ác quỷ ấy. 7:30 đâu, mới đầu định của anh 6:30 là 7 tiếng, là 8 tiếng. Nhưng mà hết ghế rồi, do tao đang quỳ mà sao quỳ lâu vậy? Chôn tao. Gãy rồi, cái ghế rồi, ghế bị đứt dây, tao buộc cái ghế gãy vào, nó bị đứt dây rồi, đeo ghế ngồi. Anh đang quỳ em ơi. Anh Hà là anh sang cắp ghế của phòng em về xì. Anh cắp ngay ghế em lúc rồi. À. Quả vải à, Long quả vải. Long quả vải à. Lịch buôn Nam mà. 4 tuổi nhà tỷ lần 4 tuổi này. Rồi, là 7 tiếp này. Kệ vải. Gay. Thằng gay. Cút. Anh đến luôn rồi đấy. Anh nhận được mấy tỷ đây lên luôn rồi. Rồi, vào thế giới mới rồi. Bye bye. Bye sao xin hai quát trời gặp chôn. Đéo này. Ui, cái gì đấy, cái gì mới bao nhiêu sức mạnh mới đủ ấy. 200 tỷ năng lượng mới lên được mắc cái thế giới tiếp theo. Giờ sẽ xem ta mở trứng ấy. Một quả trứng là 15 tỷ ạ. Anh là thế giới tiếp theo của Tuấn. Thế giới gì nhỉ? Ô, máy ngủ à? Máy ngủ à? Kiểu như thằng Kim Viewer nhỉ? Không tao. What? Rồi, 15 tỷ à? 15 tỷ à? Không, anh đang đi luôn trứng không chứ. Mày tuổi gì? Mày tuổi gì? Mày tuổi gì? Mày vui nhảy như ngựa vậy? Để tự chơi thôi. Anh giờ mới đáy xã hội này, do 6 tỷ đáy xã hội đéo hiểu tao. 6 tỷ đáy xã hội sửa quá nhỉ. Mới phát thằng 28 tỷ thì được tắt auto. Ôi thằng bay. Ôi không. Không được rồi, anh không. Đây, công việc này. Công việc này đây. Đấy. Chạy nói làm gì? Mày khinh à? Mày khinh à? Mày đi. Mày thử về Việt Nam xem. Người ta bắt được, không có chân mà chạy đâu. Mày đi. Bóng ram ở đâu? À, sân bóng thị trấn Đông Lam á, gần nhà Bình An không? Anh cũng biết. Mày gần nhà Bình An. Thế à? Có phải nhà mày cái nhà? Mày có chơi? Mày có chơi? Mày có chơi Trần Tuấn Nam không? Hả em Nam có chơi Trần Tuấn Nam không? Chơi á? Chơi gì chơi Trần Tuấn Nam? Anh hỏi em có chơi không? Có gì? Mày đi. 100 tỷ ngoài này. 100 tỷ lại sửa binh không? Ra luôn. Đây à? Rea con này sửa binh đấy. Chịu rồi. Mày đấy, con này của mình quần. Yes. Bây giờ một quan Rea ở bên map này là 5 tỷ rồi của 5 triệu nhỉ? 5 triệu. Chưa khỏe ấy. Bên đây sao? Mày đâu? Bên này sao? Rồi, mỗi bây giờ 100 giờ từ 10 lần ra quay này. 10 lần ra quay. Vậy tuyệt đối à? Mày đi. Thống kê tỷ lệ tạm thời tỷ lệ tin học cơ sở 2 của B23 nhớ ở đấy. Uầy, sữa tỷ nhiều ép ấy, quý ép mấy không biết mấy cái thằng DT là gì, điện tử à? Mấy thằng điện tử 51,81% trượt. Mấy thằng viễn thông 52,2%. DK là gì hả Tuấn? DK là gì? Đúng. DK là cái bẩn. DK là gì? chung là bọn đây cao nhất mà 56, 76, 45% thì ô, có một thằng học ở thung TT là gì? Có mỗi một thằng học cái đấy rồi, chôn à? Có một thằng học theo cơ sở 2, một mình nói là C, 0% trượt. Ở chấm có mỗi thằng ấy rồi. Có mỗi thằng ấy học cái môn này thôi, chôn à? D23 mà, có nhầm không? Có nhầm người học lại không vậy? Sự có ấy. Ui, hỏng rồi vui. Anh ra Legendary rồi. Anh ra Legendary map mới rồi. Hiểu béo cao rồi. Hiểu béo học áo quỷ Tuấn, hiểu béo áo quỷ đấy. Bỏng á. Mỗi tội bên chồng mình có học bổng giỏi mà, thằng ấy cũng học bổng giỏi chắc. Kinh chưa sao không, kinh thầy ơi. Em kéo quỷ không à? Trời ơi, anh bay giờ bay bốc lửa rồi, cháy luôn cả đây cái thuyền nó ảo ấy. Sinh viên ba chi liền để quen một quả trứng được, anh tin đấy. Anh đỡ ra Legendary của map mới rồi cũng rồi. Dễ nha. Ui chói đấy, cái mặt trời ở kia mà chói nhiều rồi. 38 rồi, anh cần thôi anh cho anh quen mất 6 tiếng ngoài bình. 6 tiếng đi ngủ. Hòa sẽ dậy đi. Em vô xuống check xem mà ai đang trong xe, anh đến nhà các bạn. cái ông tuần này cứ nhờ ông cái tuần này cứ nhờ cái đứa ấy, cứ nhờ cái đứa đấy trông xã hội. Bữa ai đó chịu được. Mình cũng thế một cũng mày đòi trường thì thôi, nhưng mà nó bỏ lỡ mấy người có ai quan tâm đâu. Thì gì à? Thua. Vậy tí sao nhá quỷ. Ai á, quỷ ở thêm một lúc không? Đầu đấy chứ. Một lúc đó xong rồi nghỉ ấy, đi buộc lại ghé. Đây thầy ơi. Sẽ boost tốc độ cho các em nhé. Anh đang lên được mốc thứ 2 của map mới. Đéo, chưa được. Hỏi ông ngoại thầy. Mày lên cho rồi, mày boost lên từ đầu. Nhanh ấy, lên được không? Vẫn nhớ được. Chạm. Chạm mà, chậm thật. Sửa tục. Trả lời tục sao? Trả lời tục ý tiếng hay sao không? Cái gì cũng nói được, căng đấy. Mỗi thằng này nói một đoạn xong rồi đến là thằng kia nói. Ai quỷ quá. Rồi VIP à? Chỗ nóng. Kinh không? Em được xanh bài nó à? Chỗ nóng. Cái map. Sao em ơi? Cái map này của anh có ba con cá mập. Map này toàn map cá rồi em. Như là gì nhỉ? Đây là gì nhỉ? Cái hành tinh gì nhỉ? Sao thủy quên mất. Sao thủy em mua. Chưa qua. Đây khoảng. Mà chơi búa không, số nó 50 tỷ, 54,99 tỷ. Tại sao phải 55? Anh em ơi, số nó. Nhiều game bựa mà một anh như thế. Mãi không ra một con ra xua nào. Easy game, noob. Sự chat game. Anh ta bảo tại sao có mấy thằng xếp bài trong đấu ấy. Anh thấy nếu mà chọn giữa Darius với cả Yasuo, nếu đánh 6 trong đấu thì mày chọn con nào? Ta thấy Yasuo tanh mà, thì nó phải hơn Darius đi. Gì? Ô, ngôi sao trắng này. 300 ở 400 đúng không? Nếu muốn anh phải quay luôn. Rồi sao? Tôi về thế giới cho quay luôn. Bay về. Quay 3 chia liền tiền xong rồi đi mở trứng. Ê, quên mất chỗ. À đây. Back. Quên mất chỗ bay ở đâu rồi? Để hỏi Ziot. Chưa thể xem tên của cái map của tao là cái gì. Cái Mia. À. Cho anh không bro. Poly.